So yesterday I talked about my sintered molybdenum electrode, so I'm going to show you some testing of it right here. So this is me testing this electrode today, and so I just wanted to make sure that I was still getting an amp today, just so it wasn't a fluke yesterday. So I kind of hooked it up so my meter's holding down the negative electrode on the copper, and so I'm getting an amp right there. So that's pretty good, but then you'll see here it kind of goes down a bit, and I'm struggling kind of getting it to go back up to an amp. So you'll see kind of how I mess with it and get it to better again. But still, I'm at like 0.62 amps right there. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some more hydrochloric acid and flip it over, get it to soak in and whatnot, and with my tweezers there, flipping it over, getting it coated and stuff with acid, and then bam, 2 amps. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. So I mean, you can just imagine soaked in electrolyte there. That would be pretty dang good. So now I'm just going to go back and check the volts here. So it's not the greatest thing ever, about 0.4, 0.42, 0.43. But, when you're pulling an amp or greater, I mean, shoot, that voltage is fine. So I just wanted to show you there what all my testing is like. I'm using basically a screen there, just like a piece of window screen as my separator there, and I got a sheet of copper, and I got my little chunk of quarter-sized chunk of sintered molybdenum. And check out my last video on how I did that. I mean, just to give you a basic idea, what I did is just I took a big metal plate, poured a little pile of molybdenum powder in the center of that plate, put it under a 20-ton hydraulic press, put a plate on top of it, and then pressed that top plate, and just got this, and it turned into that little round thing that you see there. The powder just pressed into that little round disc. And then what I did is I put that on a cinder, on a paver, a cement paving block that's very solid block that's flat on the top, or on the bottom. I use the bottom, but anyway, I put it there so it was flat, and then I ran a neutral oxyacetylene flame over it, just kind of went back and forth over it till it all turned till it all glowed. It had a slight glow when I went over it with the flame, and that's it, and I was done. And it feels like a piece of I don't know, pottery, I guess you could call it, or whatever. But it doesn't feel metallic. It's sintered. So anyway, that's what we've got. So just keep testing, and my future plans are I'm going to make, first I just need to figure out how to design this battery. I'm thinking of doing washer type design where I have a Teflon rod that goes through these pieces with the separators and the coppers and the molybdenum, sintered molybdenum. So I'm thinking of having a hole in it, putting it basically on a Teflon dowel, or a threaded rod, and then putting some nuts on either side so it kind of holds the little stack of these things together. So that's one option I'm going. Another option is to actually make these sheets kind of as big as I can, like a business card or bigger, which yeah, I mean that's a possibility. A business card or bigger, I mean, or even a postcard size, and then have just sheets as like a wet battery, where it's like bags of, a bag that is filled with acid, and then it has a sheet of copper and a sheet of molybdenum. I mean, if I could do that, that would be the best. That way I could have plenty of electrolyte, because in these stacks, it's going to be challenging to keep enough electrolyte on, the surface. So anyway, I appreciate your input as far as what type of form factor you would want a battery to be in, ideally. Would you want, cells that are 0.4 volts and like 20 amps, or would you like cells that are 12 volts and 1 amp. So, you know, that's my question to you. What would you prefer for your projects or whatnot? So anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really basic. All you have to do is sinter the molybdenum powder, and you just use copper sheets and then HCl and some type of separator. I haven't really figured out what type of separator yet, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I am the Nature Hacker. Do work.